Welcome back to the channel. My name is Emory, and this channel is dedicated to helping you get better at backpacking. So if you're into that kind of thing, consider sticking around. Today I want to talk about my 2 cardinal rules for buying backpacking gear. I've spent a lot of money on gear that I did not need, and I've come a long way in learning how to decide and navigate which gear to buy and when and how. So I've come up with 2 rules, little square to live inside, so that I save my money, optimize my purchases, and that kind of a thing. If you are new to backpacking, or if you've been backpacking for a while and you always find yourself buying gear that doesn't really work out, or getting that like buyer's remorse type of thing, I think this video is going to help out a lot. If you are new to backpacking, you're gonna wanna check out my backpacking course. And if you are interested in a backpacking podcast, I have one of those as well. Links are also in the description for that as well. So let's talk about my 2 cardinal rules for buying backpacking gear. Number 1, it has to move the needle. And number 2, if it doesn't move the needle, then it better be fun to purchase and play around with. So let's dive into each one of these and talk about what they exactly mean. So my number 1 rule, it has to move the needle. And by this, I mean, whatever I currently are using right now and the thing that I want to purchase, does it move the needle in comfort, performance, capability, that kind of thing? For example, I have a 1-person tent that I'm not really a big fan of, and I would love to replace it. And I actually have replaced it in the past, but it turns out it really didn't improve my situation. A 1-person tent is a 1-person tent. The tent works just fine. It's totally okay. It irritates me a little bit, but if I were to buy another tent, it's really not getting me much. And tents can be hundreds of dollars. If I buy a new 1-person tent, it's really not moving the needle for me in any way, shape, or form. It's just giving me a new tent. You see what I'm saying here? Now, if you buy a 2-person tent that's a 3-season tent, and you end up buying a 2-person tent that is a 4-season tent, now you have moved the needle in terms of what you can do with your shelter. You can now backpack in the winter. You don't have to worry about snow loads or anything like that. This goes for every single piece of gear. A backpack, shoes, your sleeping bag, anything like that. If it doesn't drastically improve comfort and capability, then it might not be worth purchasing. Now, this has really helped me out in each one of my purchases for the last year or so, to where now I'm like, okay, well, it really doesn't do anything for me outside of what it's already doing, so I'll move on. But living inside that box of moving the needle just really isn't that fun, and backpacking needs to be fun. Backpacking is fun. Going outdoors is fun. And I don't care who you are, gear is fun. If you have identified that the piece of gear that you want is not going to raise the bar in any way, shape, or form that is drastic or really impactful, then it sure as hell better be fun. And that is my number 2 rule for buying gear. If it doesn't move the needle, then am I gonna have fun buying it? And what this does is it wipes away the whole idea of, oh, I need this piece of gear because of X. If you're lying to yourself in your brain about why you need a piece of gear and you're trying to cover up your tracks or something like that so you can buy guilt-free, don't do it. Just understand that buying gear is really fun and it's okay. So back to my tent situation. If at some point in the future I got money burning a hole in my pocket and I see a tent that looks really cool, I want that tent. It's not gonna do anything for me other than what my 1-man tent is already doing, but I wanna have fun and I wanna buy that tent. I wanna be excited and I wanna be motivated to go out. If that one purchase gets you motivated, and if it feels good and you like it and it's gonna make you go out backpacking more and have fun, then buy it. Now, the ultimate gear buying guide would be that 1, it moves the needle and it's super fun to purchase. Some gear is just not that fun to buy. Other gear is really, really fun to buy, like a new backpack or a base layer or that kind of thing. So those are my 2 rules. 1, moves the needle. 2, better be fun to buy. And it has helped me out immensely in the last year or so when I go about buying gear. If that was helpful, let me know in the comments below. I would love to hear how you go about buying your backpacking gear and your hiking gear, or whatever it is that you're into. We all have our little ways of navigating the various options, so I would love to hear how you do it. If you're new to backpacking and you want to get good at it and not waste a bunch of time learning the ropes, I have a backpacking course for you. There are links in the description of the video. Please check it out. And if you're looking for a backpacking podcast, it's called the Byland Podcast. You can find it on every single podcast player that's out there. And if not, let me know and I'll put it on there. That's it. That's all I got for you. If you are headed out on an adventure anytime soon, Be safe, make great decisions, and we'll see you next time.